Guys, have you seen the movie Jason Takes Manhattan?
Is Manhattan a drug?
Oh,
That's
God, it hurts.
the joke!
Laugh, everyone, laugh!
Hashtag banter! Whoa! Woo!
Hi!
Sorry, I was peeking there. Whoa! Oh, steady on. We don't want to peak already. Although some say we have 100 episodes ago. But hey! Fuck you. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages, and banter pusses alike, all come together because it is a new episode of the Manga Raiders Happy Hour. Episode 126 to be exact. My name is Simon, better known as Vacant. I am the Archbishop of Banterbury. To my virtual left is the drug running, maybe, I don't know, he might do in Canada. I don't know what the laws are up there. He is the Crash Bantercoot. It's Manimal.
Oh shit. I'm gonna play 3 harmonicas at once. That wasn't very exciting.
I mean, that was something. It might not have been exciting, but it was certainly something that happened. It was an event that happened, and we shared it in it together. To his virtual left, in the US, is someone who you'd want to take a picture of and hang it over the mantelpiece. It's Coryn.
Aw, I feel so wanted.
And finally, rounding us out, it's the same cast as last week. That's a spoiler. It is the Bantosaurus Rex himself. It's Nairbons.
My high school nickname was Dinosaur, so I appreciate that.
Did you have, like, small arms or something?
No. The first few weeks of wrestling practice, I didn't have actual wrestling shoes, and the mat we practiced on was bright red. So rather than getting my socks all red, I would kind of, like, run around on my tiptoes, and people are just going, "Why are you running like a fucking dinosaur?"
Oh.
That story's a lie. He actually has 7-inch long arms. I've seen his prosthetics.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking.
Even before wrestling, a guy looked at me and said, "Hey, you look like a dinosaur." And somewhere in my old high school binder is a picture of me drawn with a dinosaur, like, mouth. And I cannot find that thing. But
Oh, God.
Even now, I'm just trying to picture someone in flash forward to the Olympics, and it's just 2020 Tokyo, the final of the amateur wrestling. There's someone doing the raptor pose, strafing their opponent around the ring. It would be brilliant. There he is, using the famous Nairbons raptor technique.
That could also be in boxing, where you can get, like, dino arms in boxing and hit people with, like, not your knuckles, but, like, your right on your wrist there, where the bone is. You know what I'm talking about?
You're giving him a good wristing. Even though we know that wristing means something different on Australia. Apparently, it's to jerk someone off.
crack a wristy or something.
Cracking having a wristy.
That's new.
That would also win you a boxing match, or at least take the opponent by surprise.
Look, pretending to be a raptor while fighting an Australian means there's at least a chance of getting clever girl when you try to pin them.
Right on.
How was your week, Manimal?
It was an alright week, actually. This week was pretty good, I think, just keeping it up on the job front. We found an old computer, a Windows Vista desktop, and there were 2 files on this computer. One was Windows Vista desktop, again, it's all clear except for 2 files. One of them is 3 AC/DC albums, High Voltage, Back in Black, and Highway to Hell on MP3. Alright.
Uh-huh.
The other is a 7-minute webcam video of a guy in his underwear on a couch smoking crack and snorting coke off of plates. It's a 7-minute recording of this guy in his underwear sitting on the couch with his friend watching TV.
Now the question is, did you watch the whole thing?
No, but somebody just found it. They're like, "Hey, look at this video." And again, it's just this dude sitting in his underwear just doing crack, and he's doing coke off a plate. Like, literally,
just puts do it off.
I know, but he puts a plate up
mirror.
to his face. He's like,
you need
or
a flat
something.
surface.
But he put it right up to his nose. He didn't even do it off the table.
Yeah, you
and
don't want to put it on the table.
I don't know.
He didn't, roll up a dollar bill or get a straw or anything?
And this guy was such a pro that he's doing crack and it doesn't even affect him. He's just,
you can do it
Plenty of people do crack without a straw or anything.
Coke.
Well, I know. Yeah, I know. But he's doing
Crack.
crack. He's doing crack and coke, and he was totally unaffected in the
You
video.
don't need to do. Are you sure he wasn't affected?
Yeah,
You
because
sure?
he wasn't. He
I
wasn't.
mean,
shaking or
he's
anything.
also been filming himself in his underwear taking coke
Yeah.
and crack. So,
So-
It might just
it
take a while
probably
to
has
kick
affected him over the years.
Yeah, but this is a 7-minute recording that was on the computer. Now, actually, the guy is different than the person like
So
whose
it was
computer
an
it
old
is.
computer.
So
He
I
sold
don't
it
know.
for drug money to this guy.
honest, yeah. But somebody recorded that, and but the thing is that there were 2 files on there. It was left there intentionally. You can imagine.
It's like the setup to either a really shit horror film or a really good porno, and I don't know which one.
Well, yeah,
Could be
'cause
both.
it was scary to watch because when he got up, I was like, what if he just freaking took his underwear off? He could just do whatever he wants right now.
I mean, how is
Anything-
that scary, really? Do you know what I mean? Worst case, you're going to see some penis, and that's
Well,
not the worst.
I'm just saying it
worst thing
could
to happen
become
any day.
scary. Like, you never know what else could happen. It's unpredictable. But it's just like, who leaves those 2 things? Like, it was something.
Speaking of unexpected penises, not to jump in, but this actually happened this week at my work, and I thought it was amazing. We obviously an over 18 site that we run. We require everyone to verify that they are over 18. So we ask for, maybe a scanned copy of passport or driver's license, some photo ID. This guy was really pissed off that we asked for ID, so he somehow scanned in a picture of his passport, but he also had his dick right across it, like leaning across it. So the only thing I can think is that he's gone to a scanner, put his passport, and also his penis.
Oh.
And I don't know, and he just sent that in to us.
No,
Deal with
he'd
that.
have to put his dick down and then the passport on top of it, right?
Sorry, yeah, he would have, yeah.
Yeah.
It was very much the underside of a penis. I mean, I wasn't expecting to see that, but, In the words of Palpatine, it was a surprise, but a welcome one.
Well, that's just yes. That's just like if you worked at a photo development place, you'd see all kinds of stuff. Well, I mean, some stuff could be an accident, like, because you can't look back, but other stuff, like, I imagine there could be like some old people who just take nude pictures of them and just like someone has to develop it so they get the thrill of having someone see them nude.
I did
See, like, I ran a book collection charity drive for a library when I was working at my old job. And when we were loading the boxes full of books into their van, one of them fell out and had like 4 or 5 pictures of this creepy looking older dude who was just nude and splayed out. So, like, you are correct. Those people exist.
Like, think about it. All you have to do is go to the library and just go to the. Oh, okay, never mind. But I'm just saying.
What library do you have?
No, I'm not saying this happens. I'm just saying if you wanted to do something like that.
What is something like that? We were talking about taking dirty photos in the 90s.
Yeah,
now we're selling
and
libraries.
I'm talking about you can go to the library and put photos in books.
Oh,
exposing yourself through like drop packages.
See, I didn't like this idea because the library is a sacred place to me. Honestly, like the library, I think it should just be a nice place.
Okay,
I've always had like this nice vision. I've always had this nice vision of the library that I don't want to taint, so I didn't even want to go further with the story about someone's taint.
Imagine being arrested for being the library flasher. The library.
The library flash.
The dick
They finally
bookmark.
catch you. The dick bookmark.
I don't know.
Because, sometimes you see like old receipts and stuff in books, or like some kind of interesting. There's one smart-ass bookmark. It was about like, we have brand new technology. It's called the book. You can read it and get knowledge. It's brand new and cutting edge. It's like, okay, you guys are funny. I get it. Haha.
These fucking
book
elitists.
Also, rant, the Finnish bookstore does not sell books.
Please explain this, because you mentioned it in the chat, but it never got explained what they do sell.
Long ago, in old days, back in the 50s, they had the Finnish bookstore where Finns would go to buy books in Finnish. And then gradually they got older and there's less of them. So now they started selling like gifts and books that aren't in Finnish at all. And now they just don't have books anymore. So now it's just a stupid gift store, but it still has the name, the Finnish bookstore.
So there's a place in Kansas City that's a restaurant called The Drugstore that had to change its name, or there was a big legal battle involved because apparently in Missouri, you cannot call yourself a drugstore without having like a pharmaceutical license.
Oh.
But they're just like, no, drugstore is the name of our restaurant. And everyone was just kind of confused.
I mean, I feel like that's just some weird technical bullshit.
Yeah.
But yeah, I just wanted, to rant about that.
Okay.
Little rant. Also I got, how do you say the name? Nier Automata or whatever?
Nier Automata.
Nier Automata?
Nier Automata?
Either one.
Yeah, I got that.
Nier Arkansas?
And,
yeah!
Yeah, I was playing it. I played probably like 5 hours so far, and I was like, this game's pretty decent. I played the other one. What's it called? Drakengard 3? Is that like related or like a similar series or something?
Okay, I may recommend you
thing.
the Klimps video, but basically, Drakengard 1 is a game about a magical fantasy land with dragons, and the 5th joke ending is you and your dragon pal pop over modern-day Japan, get shot down by the Japanese Air Force, and accidentally cause magical plague, which caused to the events of Nier, the first game.
Okay.
Nier Automata is gazillions of years after magical plague is done.
There it is.
And, yeah.
Yeah, because the Drakengard 3, I played that for a bit. I thought it was pretty decent. I never beat it or anything, but it was kind of fun.
It's
and this game,
the okayest game around with some
it
fun
is very
writing.
Okay. But this game, I'm surprised how fluid the everything about the fighting in the game is. Like, you're doing things and it's hard to describe it. Usually in games, there's way that certain like combat things work where you can just there's something about the movement in this game is really good. I can't explain it correctly. But I can't. The only thing is, I kind of like games that are more linear, where you just run through shit, and you're just like, and there's no side quests and all that kind of stuff,
For it to be a bit more on rails.
Yeah, that's what I like more, when you just go from area to area instead of just kind of like running around.
There is a fair bit of like backtracking.
Mm-hmm. But I think it's all right, and I think it's a game that I definitely intend to beat because it's pretty fun.
And I would say, remember, once you beat it and see the credits roll, you play it again, because ending A is not the ending. That's like the first fourth of the game.
Oh.
Jesus Christ.
Well, I mean, the game throws you off.
Can get a little bit grindy because it's the same story from a different character's perspective, and chronologically, the start of Route C is when actual things happen. It's hard to explain, but that's a fun game.
Yeah, and what was I even going to say now? I don't really remember. I got the Hatsune Miku game on PS4. Was it Project Diva X or something?
Yeah.
Why is it that the PS3 one has 40 songs and this one has 30 songs?
Because you can buy them as DLC.
Of course. I like these games, actually. I think they're pretty fun. They're a nice, simple rhythm game where, you don't need anything extra or any kind of nonsense like that. Sometimes it's too simple for me. Like, that's the thing. After I, learned guitar and played Guitar Hero, it pisses me off because, all the notes aren't represented in these games on easy difficulties. So it really throws you off because you want to hit every note of, the melody, but you can't.
Yeah.
So you keep hitting the buttons too much, and it's like, come on, I just want to. It doesn't work in perfect rhythm. But
I know what you mean.
But yeah, those games are fun though. Even though sometimes the videos are eyesores, and especially the way that things fly towards you, you're just kind of like, my eyes hurt. It's the same thing. Did you guys ever play Guitar Hero and you looked at the bottom of the screen and then all of a sudden you just felt this weird dizzy feeling?
Oh, when it's rapidly going past, yeah. That's
if you look exactly at the bottom of the screen, there's just it's one of those optical illusion mind things that just makes your eyes look weird for a second.
Yeah.
When I played Guitar Hero, I always just tried to and take the whole thing at once, because concentrating on any one detail was impossible.
Take the whole thing at once. That is Coryn's advice, fresh out of Valentine's Day. Take the whole thing.
It is fun to just get in the zone in Guitar Hero, and your eyes kind of glaze over, and you just become the music.
Whenever these games, whenever you get super into it and you're doing really good, it just feels so satisfying until you miss one note, and you pretty much can just throw the game in the garbage because it's all over.
Yeah.
But no, that was good. Also, Bandmaid's new album is freaking amazing. World Domination. Like, Bandmaid, they were pretty decent when they started, but this album is so freaking good. Like, oh my god, like, it freaking rocks, dude. And like, there's good variety and songcraft in it. And Bandmaid, they seem like one of those gimmick bands because they dress up like gothic maids, but that's not the point of the band. The point of the band is they make pretty awesome hard rock and almost metal music, and this album was really good. And Scandal's new album, Honey, came out on the same day on Valentine's Day, and it was alright. It was okay. There are good songs
Good
on
old
it.
Scandal. I actually recognize them.
No, yeah, Scandal. I like Scandal, but I feel like their albums will just be like pretty good. They'll be good songs, but as a whole, they're not like an amazing group, but they're a group that I like, kind of thing. It's one of those. But Bandmaid's new album.
I know them purely from the openings that they've done to shows.
Well, yeah, they've done Bleach openings, like, what is it, Doll and whatever, the Sentimental one.
Something Spring Wind.
Shukon Sentimental, yeah.
Yeah,
but no, this is taking me a long time, but that's how it goes. Anyways, Bandmaid's new album, World Domination, is really good. There.
Okay, sweet. Coryn, how about you? What have you been up to in this world with the crew? Or without the crew? I don't know. You can do what you want.
I guess. I don't know. I got a fair bit of writing done this week. Nothing I meant to be working on, but, you know, you take what you get. So that went okay. I discovered the entire Pirates of the Caribbean complete soundtracks on Spotify, so that was a major part of my week.
I only know one song. It's the da 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 da.
I mean, that's most of what you need.
Yeah.
You're roughly 75% of the way there. So that was fun. And I got summoned to jury duty for the first time.
Oh, you got to do jury duty.
I haven't gone to do jury. I received a letter saying I am been selected to maybe be selected to be on a jury.
Oh.
Yeah.
Because I don't know how you do it.
Like
Are you looking forward to it, Coryn?
I'm not. I'd have to take off work, so no.
But don't you get paid? I saw you get paid for like loss of earnings.
You get paid a little bit.
You get paid like $2 an hour for jury duty. It's not good. But
is it confidential? Like, is your case confidential?
Well, yeah, you wouldn't be able to come here and talk about it.
I can't come on unless it's after it's over. I think you.
And then this motherfucker beat his child.
Yeah.
Anyway, so the way I don't know how to do it over here, but over here you get a letter, and it's like you are been selected for jury duty. This is the date you would report. This is how long you would expect you to maybe be needed. In this case, it's for a week at the beginning of March. But then it's like, here's your group number. You need to call this phone number the day before you're going to be there after like 5 o'clock. So, you know, don't give you any time to plan just in case. And it's like, if your group number's called, you have to go. And then it's going to be this whole thing where you sit down in a room and be real quiet, and they're going to call you through and make sure you don't have any reason you shouldn't be on a jury. And that's probably be 4 out of 5 days. And then on a 5th day, you'd actually hear something. It's basically some nonsense bullshit. So hopefully they won't call my group, and I won't actually have to go in. And then I don't skip work and you get way behind my job.
It does work. I mean, I only know the process of what it works because my girlfriend got one of the letters a few months ago. And she's postponed hers till like late this year. But it's, you get the letter, and then you've got to call them close to the time and say blah, 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 and then you might be needed, you might not be, and all that bollocks.
Yeah. And it looks like it's only the one option, basically, so who knows? I don't know how many people they pull for this, but I think odds are I won't have to go in at all, and odds are even less I'll actually end up on a jury, so.
Yeah. Fair enough. Fingers crossed then, because I thought like they just paid you, like loss of earnings. So if you went, I would have earned a couple of grand in this week that I've been with you motherfuckers, they'd just give you a couple of grand.
No,
how about
that's
$2?
not how it works. You get like a couple bucks an hour and a free lunch, I think.
Oh, well, there you go then. There's free lunch. I mean, you're right.
Stay at a hotel and not allowed to talk to anyone about the trial if it goes for multiple days.
Well, yeah, if it's like a big trial. But like they don't even do that for every trial. Sometimes they'll let you go home. I mean, honestly, more likely than...
if you were like one of the O.J. Simpson trial jurors and you were just like, oh, I get to stay in a hotel for a month? Ooh.
They were sequestered for
How
like a year. I don't
exotic.
think I could survive that. And like, there's no TV, there's no communication with the outside world.
Can you not watch TV? Oh, shit.
Oh no, they completely cut you off because you don't want to have anything that would influence you.
That's a bit shit.
Being on a jury sucks. It's only fabulous when you're in the movies.
Yeah. That's what I'm thinking of. I'm thinking of the glamorous TV shows where you'll see an exciting case.
Now, most cases like, he hit my car with his car.
And then you get 14 witnesses going, yeah, they hit the shit out of that car.
And you're like, guilty.
Do you get to deliver the verdict? Like, can you be the guy in the end and go, this motherfucker, guilty?
I think once you have a jury selected, they say...
Who was the most
they
mature?
A person to be like the header of the jury.
Raise your hand if you wish to be the head of the jury.
Can you get taken off the case?
Yeah, if you know them. Like, if you have any connection whatsoever, if you go, oh, that's my brother's friend's girlfriend, I know them.
Something like that. Like, they don't want any sort of personal stake in a juror. So, like, if they go up there to the questioning, and they're like, so, what are your political views? And I'm like, I think every baby in the world should be given a gun upon the day of birth. They will dismiss me.
That's
Are you sure you're in America?
It even goes that far, really.
I mean, again, they want people like...
Stops, you pig.
I think it's a very generalistic kind of questions, but, you know. It's a lot of like, do you think you can be impartial? And I can just say no and they'll dismiss me.
Like, Bill Engvall comedy bit about him getting picked for jury duty, and he said, honestly, you should be scared at the criminal justice system because the only people still on jury duty are the ones who are too dumb to get out of jury duty.
There's no pressure then, Coryn. You need to figure your way out. You'll be okay.
Honestly, I think I could probably ask my employer to just write me like a get out of jail free notice. Like, I don't even think I can have to get it postponed. I think I can just get canceled off of this one, and I'll get put on the list again for some later down the road, you know?
Yeah.
I was gonna say, the only time I got summoned was on the same day as a final, so I just didn't have to do it.
Yeah, I think I did technically get a summons back in college, but I just wrote them back saying, I'm in college a long, long way away. And they're like, nah, I guess you're good.
I remember the time my dad got out of jury duty because he was in Iraq at the time, and that was a pretty easy get out of free card.
But in theory,
sounds like a good way to get out of Iraq for a little while. Sure, I'll come back.
Sorry, guys, can't do patrol. You know, jury duty.
Yeah, someone stole a Mars bar from the local corner store. I'm needed. They need my expertise on this case. I'm gonna crack it wide open, player. I don't know why I made your dad sound like that. Nah, I just like to think he does.
He does not sound like that. I can confirm for professionals having nothing in.
Yo, what's up, everybody? Nairbons,
Yeah, he's super street.
Super Street sounds like it.
That's his actual name, Super Street Snodgrass.
That's his rapper name.
I'll bleep that.
It's true. Triple S. Don't forget it. And man, we can't go to dinner without him saying, what up, everybody? It's Triple S, don't forget it. And we're like, hi, Dad.
Hi, Dad.
And then I'll look a little bit sad because we didn't go, hey, Triple S or Super Street Snodgrass or Mr. Snodgrass or Mr. Street. Oh,
just any
man,
variation.
it never did caught on, but he's not letting it go.
And that's why we love him. Shout out to Nair's dad, everybody.
Oh, God.
Bless you.
And there he was now, with the dad sneeze.
Nairbons. Oh no, did you finish? Sorry, Coryn. Coryn? Coryn.
You're shortening him. Nah, I don't know how I feel about that.
I'm affectionately shortening your name. Cor-chan. Have you
Nope. Nope.
Come on. Okay. Okay, no, I won't do that. Nair-kun. How was your week?
It was pretty good. Did a lot of just housework stuff and normal work stuff, and then today I went to Planet Comicon, which is Kansas City's slightly bigger comic convention. And that was probably the most interesting highlight of it. Got to meet
That it's big.
a bunch of like artists and actors, a lot of voice actors who I've been able to scratch off the bucket list of meeting.
Actor.
Like Maurice LaMarche and Rob Paulson, who are Pinky and the Brain, and a whole bunch of other stuff.
Oh, no way.
And their tables were right next to each other, so it was a bit of a longer line because they would constantly just riff off of each other and start doing these different bits. It was fun.
I wouldn't mind waiting a bit longer for that, to be fair.
I went and got to see Sean Shamel, who is the voice of Goku, who had a pretty short line, and he looked a little bit bummed because Chris Sabat, who voices Vegeta and Piccolo, had a much, much longer line.
Oh.
So I didn't bother waiting for Vegeta, and instead I went to the line with no people in it for Danny Trejo.
Danny Trejo.
Which is not the way I would have thought it
That's
went
a plot
down.
twist.
Yeah. But man, Danny Trejo has soft hands.
Good to
Nice guy.
know.
Very soft spoken. He's a nice person.
Am I thinking of Machete?
Yeah, it's Machete.
Oh my god, that's amazing.
Right next to Goku. And Charles Martinet, who is the voice for Mario, Luigi, Wario, Waluigi, and the
that guy.
dead King Ghost from the third Lord of the Rings movie who kills
Very
everyone.
important.
Holy fuck. I would love to see a freeway between those two. Not a sexual one, but a fight. Goku.
A fight?
Yeah. Not the voice actors.
Goku, Machete, and Mario?
Yeah.
Yes, that would be a pretty cool fight.
I mean, I don't
Maybe a
wanna-
little one-sided.
Yeah, Machete is absolutely clean up.
Yeah.
Yeah. You know,
Like all
why
the
do
people who were
even
salty
pair
about
anyone?
that, who would win in a Superman Goku fight.
Oh,
Machete.
God.
It's Machete.
I went to
Yeah.
see that film with a girl on a date. So I just started dating this girl and we took her to see Machete. And in the first 5 minutes, there's like, you can already tell what kind of movie it's going to be because he busts in, kills everyone, hyper violence, and then like some girl shoots him or stabs him or something, and then she pulls a phone out of her vagina to ring the rest of her crew.
Doesn't he pull the intestines out of someone and then swings on them like a rope?
Wait,
I
do
can't
you guys
remember that, but probably.
Do
He also
do you
is-
guys,
Go on.
do you guys mean machete?
Yeah.
Okay.
Or
Thanks for
Machete.
derailing that. The completely
yeah,
clear context.
Got to meet Frank Cho, who is an artist I really, really like, and he signed one of my sketchbooks of his. Met a bunch of other like local artists who are pretty cool, and just had a good time.
I need to ask, did you give Sean Shamel the happy hour business card? And say, yo, bro, hit me up.
I did not do that.
Damn
It would have cost $40 for a video message.
Oh,
And even
You
if I
didn't need to pay
did,
anything. Just when you go for the handshake, just slide it in there and just go, you know, motherfucker.
Just palm it over to him like it's a secret message.
And
if
just
I
say,
did have him record anything, it would have been the Spanish version of that Gohan Blanco meme. Now that Super Saiyan Ultra Instinct has given him white hair, it's just Super Saiyan Blanco, which is a very specific Spanish meme that popped up about Dragon Ball.
yeah.
But no, my favorite part of the con was just, sorry, Kakarot, I've got more fans in my line. I would say over 9 people in line.
That's pretty cool. God, I love Chris Spat. There are some voice actors out there who are a bit weird. Yeah, Sean Shamel, Chris
There are
Spat,
also some people that are weird that meet voice actors.
Yeah,
that's very true. That is very true.
Hey,
Can you
the
say
thing
this one
about-
line when you did that thing?
Oh, no, when I went up to Maurice LaMarche, he was more than happy to just say, hey, do you have a favorite character or bit that I could do for you? And I go, I really like Calculon and Futurama when he says acting talent.
Yeah.
And he just went off like a minute and a half character spiel of
That's what made him
acting talent.
Oh,
And the other thing,
I mean,
Manimal,
Charles
you better get
Martinet-
used to it. because when
Charles
you're famous...
Martinet cannot turn off Mario. He just keeps going like, hoo-hoo, yippee, wahoo.
It's in there now. It's embedded.
Question.
Like,
What
mid-sentence, he will punctuate it with a, let's go.
I just have to ask, though, maybe that's just him, and they're like just walking down the street, and he's just doing this behind like Miyamoto or something?
Yeah.
Miyamoto was just randomly, he was in Japan, and he was like, wait a minute.
Like, he was the voice of Parthenax in the Skyrim. And I just want to imagine the recording studio guys having to edit out every Mario outburst that he did.
Just saying, a bit less let's go, please.
Duvahkeen, you must go to the tallest tower and Wario time! Slay the other time dragons.
Okay.
That was great, Charles. But please stop adding Wario. No! Wario time! I'm gonna win!
But Manimal, you're gonna have to get used to that, because when you're famous and go to conventions and stuff, everyone's gonna be asking you to sing the bop bop, so you're just gonna have to accept it, and you're gonna have to get used to it.
No, by that time I'm just gonna start playing Goldmansky instead.
Goldmansky. The full song you can hear on episode 124 twice. Probably
by the way,
doesn't have as many views.
By the way, so on February 14th, when the clock struck Valentine's Day, I didn't see your video.
I know, and I'll hold my hands up on this one, and I'll tell you the story. Are you finished with your week now, or?
Yeah, I'm pretty much done.
Okay, no worries. I'll run on to mine very quickly then. So yes, as we said last week, I did indeed record an episode, all 39 minutes of my raw footage on there, and then I discovered that I can't edit, and also it's a pain in the arse, and it was not a very good video. So I was going to carry on doing it and spend several hours just finishing up the edit and then just putting it onto the channel, but I really didn't like the video, so I thought, fuck it. I've admitted defeat on this one. I've held my hands up. I thought I could get out of my punishment, because I thought I'd said in the podcast that I would record a video, but I actually specifically said it will be on YouTube, so
You know who
can't even get out of it. Can't even take the back door on this one.
Can't be a skeevy bastard about it.
What's up?
You know who's disappointed?
Who's disappointed?
The fans.
Rock and Metal Ultima.
That's you, isn't it?
No, it's not. Why would that be me?
Account. Because it says Rockin' name.
I wouldn't name my account something like that. It'd be called something like Lithuanian Devi.
Rock, if you're out there, my friend, I'm sorry. I do apologise, because they are probably listening. They are a fan. If you aren't Manimal, please let us know.
Why would he be me? The name would be Lithuanian Devi.
And please let us know if you're evil Manimal with a goatee from an alternate dimension. That's also very good information to have.
If you are actually out there, do you know what we're going to do?
Are you evil Dave?
You guys can choose my punishment, but I did say about choosing a series for me to watch. And if you are listening out there, Rock, because you did comment on a YouTube video and I have been meaning to respond to it, and I haven't. You get to choose the punishment. Comment on this video. Tell us what series you want me to watch, and I'll watch that fucker, and I'll give a review whenever I finish it. Aim to finish it in the next few weeks, unless it's like One Piece.
Finish it in the next 200 episodes.
Well, it depends what it is. If it's One Piece, then I'm not going to finish 800 episodes in a fucking week, am I? But if it's 12 episode one, there's more likelihood that I am, because the winter season's sort of starting to wind down. I've dropped some shows, so I'm down to 5 now, so it's more manageable.
Oh,
yeah. I'll take. Go on.
I did meet one other person who I forgot about, and that is the writer Melinda Snodgrass.
No.
Who wrote the best Star Trek: The Next Generation episode, Measure of a Man, and is like a writing partner with George R.R. Martin.
Is she?
Yeah. She's edited a lot of his stuff, and they've done a couple like collaboration things together.
Can we get her on the show because she has the same last name as you?
We did have a nice long conversation where she just said, "So hey, were you made fun of a lot growing up?" And I was like, "Yeah, sure was." And she goes, "Oh man, my friend George, who do you watch Game of Thrones? And I was like, yeah. Okay, so the guy who wrote that, his name is George. And I'm like, yeah, I know. Anyways, he calls me Snot. And I'm like, hey, there were people in my college who called me Snotty. And she goes, Snotty, I forgot about that one. And it's just a fun
I like
time.
how she casually name drops George R.R. Martin. I have a pal named George. You may have seen him from if you watched Game of Thrones.
Yeah.
Have you heard
So
of this little
guy,
indie
I
thing?
know George. You heard of him?
Yeah. Just a little thing. It's been adapted into a TV show. Probably haven't heard about it. I don't know. Not many people bother about it, truth be told. But, you know.
So, yeah. I bought one of her newer books, and she signed it for me to a fellow Snodgrass, and wished me good luck for my writing. So that's pretty neat.
That's cool. That's really cool, actually. I enjoy when they personalize it and take the time out for you.
Well, I'll take it you're not actually related in any such way.
No. I guess her family, I think, was from Oregon. So, I mean, there is the common ancestry. I mean, there may be something far, far back.
I was saying,
But-
there's got to be an originator to the Snodgrass name somewhere.
You're like a
Yeah.
The prime Snodgrass.
Well, it's people
The
who are
Alpha
from the
Snod
village
Prime.
Snodgrass, or the Snodgrass clan from Scotland, who was sent by the British Crown to tame the heathen Irish. This is all stuff we've been able to find.
Wow. I mean,
So, yeah.
do you want all this talk about your last name in still, or do you want me to cut all this
I
shit?
guess. You probably could. We've given up anonymity back at Street Smart Snodgrass, my dad.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
So-
I think we've name dropped our own names a long time
We
ago.
we certainly have, with the exception of Manimal, so...
Well, Manimal's a closely guarded secret that not even we know, so... You know,
I already
that's-
told you guys.
Shut
Barry
up! Stop
Goldman.
ruining the mystique. We don't know Manimal's real name.
Yeah,
or
it's
face.
Dan Durbis.
Dan Dervis is here, obviously. But yeah,
The Durbis last name actually comes from the
Yeah.
The Kentucky
No one knows.
Derby.
no one knows. It's a mystery.
It comes to the Kentucky Derby when my first ancestor was born on the racetrack.
Your first ancestor was the Kentucky Derby. Descended from
Derbis.
horse
Shit, I
races.
forgot.
From the Latin to Derb.
Yeah. That was a good one.
But with that in mind, let's derb on over to my week. So yes, I failed with the video.
No, I can't get over that. It was really
Shut
good.
up. Laugh quietly. We need to move on. We're in the podcast. We're not
We've
on to
got to
anime or
derb
anything.
on over.
We've got to derb on over to my
We
week now.
gotta keep on doing
Because we got to keep on derbing. And yeah, so I failed miserably in the regards to the video. I just really was not happy with the content that I put out and my delivery of it more specifically. And it was silly things because I'm used to editing audio and I'm used to being on camera, but I'm not used to editing me on camera, if that makes sense. The visual aspect. So when the cuts were, when I turned my head away from the microphone, all these kind of things that I wanted to edit out, and it was just a ball ache. So I will learn, I will be better, and I haven't given up on videos, but I will certainly have to try harder and not just come up with a half-baked idea. Spent most of my week, I've done some writing, I've reread all of what I wrote for the Persona fanfiction that I did, and that's made me want to, well, A, play Persona 5 again, and B, rewrite that, even though I'm supposed to be writing other stuff. But also,
I still want to read that.
I want to flesh it out more and get more of it written because I was determined not to make it a full, really long thing. So I'll try and get some more done and get it out the door. Because I was like, yeah, that was a fun idea. Let me run with it. Probably when the Persona 5 anime comes out in spring, that'll make me even more motivated to write.
Gotta
something.
keep on burning. Gotta keep on burning. You gotta keep on derbing.
Thank you very much. Okay, that should be the new segue. The other thing that I've been doing, and I want to talk about it, I finally started Danganronpa 3. And the reason we're a bit late to the podcast was I was finishing the first class trial. Holy shit! Can I talk about Danganronpa? Do any of you guys care about spoilers for the third game, or?
I mean, you'll probably be shouting into the void.
Biggest question right now is, and it's probably still way too early to tell, is it related to the other two universe? Or the universe of the other two games?
Pretty certain it is, because they mentioned previous killing games. Pretty certain that it is going to be related and it's going to tie in. It makes mention of, like, Trigger, what's it called? Despair something. One of the spin-off games. Okay. So what it does is you start off, as always, you've been mysteriously end up in this school and you're this female protagonist and all sorts, and she was featured in all of the artwork and all this stuff. She was labeled a protagonist and you walk through all the trial. The end of the first trial reveals that you are actually the first killer and you die.
Oh, shit.
You were a decoy protagonist. The girl was. But it's not that, oh, you were evil all along. It was basically you were trying to kill who you thought was the mastermind behind it all. And that started the killing game. But it turns out, because you were trusting who is actually going to be the protagonist, from what I gather, which is this guy who's the ultimate detective, which makes sense. He's an ultimate detective. He deduced that the mastermind was one of them, and so they basically set up this trap for him where they were going to take his picture. She ended up killing him with this stupid thing with a shot put. She ends up killing him because she believes that the mastermind will be there based on the actual protagonist's deduction. He's like, yes, definitely the mastermind will be there. He isn't. You kill one of the people randomly who's innocent, and the game doesn't end. So you have to investigate yourself, not knowing this when you're playing the game. You're investigating and gathering all the facts, so I'm like thinking who the fuck it's going to be, and then you go through all the trial, and then it comes out that it's you, and then you witness your own execution. It's fucked. It totally caught me by surprise. I did not expect it at all. Like I say, all the promotional material and everything, she's the protagonist, and it's totally caught me off guard. Like, I literally finished it just before we came onto this podcast, so I was a bit sad because she was a really fun character, and now she's gone. And now you've got to play as the whiny detective boy who's unsure of his own abilities.
Unless that's a bait and switch and the girl comes back.
Maybe, but she did fit. She was the ultimate pianist, and she played the piano, so her execution was that she was on a giant piano, and she was hanging, like, from the neck, and they were basically pulling her up and down, so her feet would play the keys, but then they did it really fast, until she hung to death, and then they closed the giant piano lid that had spikes on it, and it just shut on you, and so blood went everywhere.
Okay.
I hope she comes back. I mean, they've done things before where there's been like a stand-in for another character on the first one, where it was like someone died, but it wasn't actually them, it was someone dressed as them. So I kind of hope they do something like that, but I don't think she's coming back. That was just a real thing that came out of nowhere. I wasn't expecting it. I was like, fuck. Real good game. I'm loving the characters in it. Even just the one that there's a really cool one called Miu, who's voiced by Wendy Lee in the English, and she's just absolutely foul-mouthed, and it's just great to hear Wendy Lee just calling people like fucking skanks, and calling someone like saying about, like, she wants them, because she's a genius inventor, and she's talking about someone having crotch rot and all sorts. It's great. Like, just hearing her just stream off, she must have had an absolute whale of a time when she was recording those. It's like, just be as offensive as possible. Okay, got it. So
thus far, you don't need to have played Danganronpa 1 and 2 to appreciate 3.
Not yet, no, because it explains all it basically starts the same as 1. Because it's been like a couple of years apart from since when I played Danganronpa. And I didn't finish Danganronpa 2, I just read the Wikipedia because I wasn't enjoying it as much as 1. But this one's really, really good. So yeah, if you did want to play it, I would recommend it.
Okay.
Sorry for spoiling the first trial. That's the first big twist that really caught me off guard. But fuck. I'm a bit sad because I really enjoyed that character. Kaede was good, but, you know, that's what it is.
The good news about coming into these games late is that, 1, I barely remember the details about the spoilers I've heard, and 2, I keep confusing Danganronpa and the Zero Escape games into this one weird mishmash of figure out the puzzle thing games. So you're either on the moon or everyone is dead or some shit, and it's just figuring out which one is which.
It's pretty straightforward in terms of the puzzles. Like, in evidence gathering, for instance, it's like, go here, and then you've got to just search everything, and if you haven't picked up on a key point, then it'll say, you haven't checked everything yet. Are you sure you want to leave? So it's kind of obvious, you get all the evidence. And you just have to sort of figure out who it is. But fuck me, I was not expecting that. It's really caught me off guard. I was going to watch some anime, but instead I decided to play that, and I don't know, I regret it now, because she would have still been alive if I didn't. Other than Danganronpa 3, I've been reading a bit more of My Hero Academia. I had to catch up on a couple of chapters that week. It's now entering its new arc, which is the Culture Festival arc thing that they're doing. And it's introduced a new little mini-villain, who probably won't be a big thing, but, sure. Speaking of changes, there's also been something in Black Clover. Coryn, have you read Black Clover's latest chapter yet?
I have not. I was going to do it today, but then I ended up watching a bunch of Olympics.
I won't say anything then. So that happened. But, I won't say anything, but certainly things are happening in Black Clover. It's getting to, those big points in the story where there's going to be shifts in the plot. So there's a period of transition for Black Clover and My Hero Academia alike. Other than that, that's about it from me. Done a bit of writing, not a chance to watch a whole bunch of stuff. With that said, shall we peruse into the news?
Might as well.
This is the part
Let's
where we have a
peruse.
segue, a musical interlude, possibly provided by Manimal.
I'm Derbin every day to the news. I'm Derbin to the news.
Thank you very much. That was quite nice, actually. I enjoyed it. Okay, so I'm going to just hit these rapid fire because there's not really a whole lot to say about them. So, Alita Battle Angel, the film, has been pushed back to the 21st of December now. So that's not going to come out for a while. I think it was released, originally intended for July or June, but now it's going to be the end of the year. But who cares? That's something we can watch at Christmas. Maybe a 12 days episode on that one.
Does anyone actually care about that movie?
I want to see it.
I don't.
I mean, I'd be interested in seeing it. It's not like one that I have to see, but like I would like to see it in the cinema if I have chance, if it's played around here.
I'm curious.
Okay, yeah. What are you curious about? Or just curious about seeing it?
Just curious about seeing it.
This one's not so much a news story, but it is a news story. It's just saying that this light novel has been announced and it's going to be released in the West. But I just wanted to point out the light novel name, because you know how we say about they get longer and dumber each time? Here's the latest one. J-Novel Club licenses, me, a genius, I was reborn into another world, and I think they've got the wrong idea. Is that a title?
That's longer and dumber.
Yeah.
That's like
That's
the
just a
blurb
statement.
on the back of the book.
Yeah. It's like I guarantee that's probably going to be like the opening line of the book. Me, a genius, I was reborn into another world, and they think they've got the wrong idea. Could you not think of anything catchier?
Do you think it reads? I just gotta wonder if these titles all read a lot more smoothly in Japanese. Like, are you looking at the Japanese translation of, I don't know, Harry Potter and the Sorcerer's Stone and thinking the exact same thing?
Harry Potter Tatakai Yakuin Do.
It just so happens I have the Japanese translation. It is Isekai ni Tensei Shitana Akeido wa Ore Tensai Ite Kanchigai Sarantenai.
I feel pain. I think you just broke my arm from that.
Of my butchered pronunciation of Japanese. Sorry about that.
It's all right.
Could you think of something catchier? Does it sell? Like in Japan, is it the longer the sentence, the more books you sell? So this guy knows his words. This dude does.
It pretty much just seems like a trend that they're just trying to take it forward.
I'm gonna have to add a few more sentences to mine. I just want a normal school life isn't succinct and isn't sufficient anymore. It needs to be, I just want a normal school life. Don't ask me why. I think it's just because I want to be a normal high school boy. Please let me just have a normal high school life, because that's all I wanted. Why did I deserve the one that I have now? And see, that in Japanese.
You went too far at that one.
You went too far with your mum. But, sorry, I'll take that back. And also just a sad one right here in the UK. So there was a magazine, manga and anime, an Asian culture focused magazine called MYM or MyM, or I don't fucking know. And it's folded. It's closed its doors. I liked it. It was a nice
The magazine has folded?
The magazine is folded, unfortunately.
Did you attend that?
RIP. RIP. MYM.
Miam.
RIP Miam. But on to some more positive news. Hey guys.
Hey. How you doing?
Are you one of those people, one of those cool anime fans who owns a boob or butt mousepad?
I own a Daya Nasabiri.
I used to have one that was given to me as a gift.
By
But
other
it was
Brian?
A girl. No. My former roommate's girlfriend.
Oh.
She misjudged you sorely.
Well, yeah, it was a non-anime girl. It was one of those things you get from Spencer's Gifts. If you have those.
Yeah.
I was at Spencer's? Oh, I see what you mean. It was actual boobs. Okay.
Was it like a joke gift like Secret Santa, and you give someone like a willy leash or wank wipes and stuff like that?
But honestly, it was super comfy.
It's just, well, if you still had it, Nairbons, you could have this, because apparently there is, according to Anime News Network, there is a brand new line of fashion accessories. Did you want a nylon tight-like covering for your butt mousepad? Well, now you can.
Wait,
Because that's a thing.
mousepad clothes?
Yes. So, do you know, obviously it's like panties and a butt. You could just, like, put some nylon tights on there so it looks like they're wearing tights, if that's your thing.
Oh, so
like,
if you have
if the
just a
mousepad-
butt one, you could get interchangeable panties.
Yeah. Maybe. I mean, maybe that's a business idea we should get involved in.
Let's not.
Not really. Let's not. Please. If you, I mean, questions are raised. Questions are raised enough if you need the Opie mousepad. I mean,
Again,
I've seen
it
some of those
really
that are like
supports your
fun and novelty.
those things are great.
I mean, I'm not gonna lie. If I did see that in someone's like bedroom or something, I would judge them. I'm not just. I would say, come on. Is it higher or lower on the scale of sadness to a hug pillow? Which one's worse?
I'm going to say that a hug pillow is worse. Because there is some great humor that can be had with a boob mouse pad. Like, I still like the one of one of the Joe stars ends up dressed as a woman, and that's a mouse pad, and it's like played for laughs. It's the fake
there's
tits.
For Overwatch, the two bulges are Zarya's arms when she's flexing. Or I've seen one of Bob's Burgers where it's just Bob presenting a platter and the two bumps are burgers.
Yeah.
That's funny, no. There's comedy involved.
Exactly.
I don't get the point of it, really. Like, if you've got, like, the boob mouse pad. Like, what are you doing? You know, it's just like, oh, yeah, I've got my arm rested right in there.
I mean, I think it's
dog.
like it's like egonomic in general. And that people just figured, oh, we could put tits on that.
Yeah.
I mean, I guess that's the sort of planning process for
Because
most
when I
things.
was growing up, we had like a very bland. It was just like blue.
Very
and
bland.
it had that sort of thing.
Mouse
It wasn't.
pad.
The curvature wasn't as like crazy, but it did have a bump with like a groove in the center for your hand, like wrist to sit on.
I've got a bump. It's a beach, but it's one of those mouse pads at my workplace that's just a gelatin cover that helps your wrists. It's really comfy. Both that and body pillows have functions, but unfortunately they've just been kind of made into jokes. Yes, I know, little puppy.
Poor
Yeah,
little-
the
little
problem
Cammy.
that problem happens when you put a scantily clad anime girl on it.
There's no
Tends to be a
problem.
bit of
It's
an
just
issue.
comfort, and if you want to do that, you can do it.
If you want to know the saddest thing you can have, it's a wall scroll.
Really? What's wrong with
That's-
the wall scroll?
That's my philosophy. They're just so trashy.
I think
Don't
there's
you
layers.
own
I think
several?
I wore
I own one that was given to me, yes, by other Brian. I said, find me the trashiest one, and he got me Lucky Star. And I'm sorry, my mother-in-law brought over her dog because it has something wrong with its paw. And because they don't want our dog to play with that dog, she's in the room with me, hearing the other dog outside and just making real sad squeaky noises.
Aww. Poor doggy.
So
Nice doggy. Fat doggy.
squeaky dog.
It was like he was really here.
It was. Good on Lego. He's too busy with his
Lego.
own life now.
You rascal.
Oh, leg.
Good for
Little
you.
Legster. But yeah, I don't know. I would rank wall scrolls on the least offensive things that you can have, like along with keychains and stuff. Like, you know, they're harmless.
How's
they're
any of
fine.
that offensive?
Well, like, if you have a jizz-stained fucking hug pillow of a 10-year-old lowly character, then that's pretty damn bad.
You talk about lolly so much, it's like you're just talking about yourself.
Okay, maybe
Well,
not
yes, I am
real
actually
wall
a lowly
scrolls,
character.
but in my book, like wall scrolls of knockoff art that's like poorly cropped and
Oh, yeah.
there's really bad wall scrolls out there. Like the ones I saw today.
Like on wallscrolltemplate.com with like a low resolution 400 by 700 image.
Yeah, it's a PNG of Squall next to Yuna from Final Fantasy X-2, but the logo is for Advent Children.
Yeah.
That's perfect. I want one of them.
Yeah.
But yeah, you know what I mean. Anyway, if you want to own your merchandise and whatever, that's fine.
What if I had a wall scroll of the Mona Lisa? Would that still be trashy?
No, that's classic.
No, it's just
I
art.
just don't know why you'd have a Mona Lisa wall scroll. The wall scroll,
Why wouldn't
as
you?
a medium, is kind of specific, isn't it?
Yes.
I have a Bleach wall scroll. I was bought.
I have a Death Note one that's like the rules that I had
And they
in my
didn't
college dorm for
bother
a
to
while.
fix the spelling errors that were in the original rules.
It had spelling errors and all. It's
That's fine. That's
tucked
fine.
away in the back of my closet now.
Oh, mine's up in the back room somewhere. You guys might see it. When I
What-
start doing these videos, Manimal.
Whenever when I was younger, I was like, when I'm a kid, I'm going to have just so many posters. Like, I'm going to be taking a shit, and there's going to be like 10,000 posters up there. There'll be like one Bionicle one, there'll be like a Sonic one. They're all just going to be sitting in the washroom. And I thought it'd be pretty fun if you could just like cover your whole entire area of posters. So my great dream was that I'd just go on eBay and just buy a bunch of posters, and like, my parents can't say anything now.
But sadly, then you think, no, there's nothing wrong with posters, to be fair. Posters.
No,
and
I like
wall scrolls, think they're
posters,
okay.
but I like to be strategic. So in my room, I usually just have like one poster per like wall. So
Yeah.
I like just having a good arrangement of things in my room.
No, mine's sadly become an adult house, so it's like no posters. It's all art and photos and shit like that on the wall. Pictures of
Oh.
Craig. As
Boring
we
shit.
Pictures of Craig.
do. Pictures of you.
Oh wait, sorry. Did I say
Pictures of Craig.
Did I say pictures of Craig is boring shit? I take that back. I didn't hear what you said.
Yeah.
It's a picture of Craig next to a live, laugh, love.
Yeah.
And
You
a
wanna know what's
Kitty
true?
Kitty poster.
In my house, we have a live, laugh, love clock.
And then the ones like, this house is ruled by cats, or
Or no,
dog
there's
says
one.
who
There
can
was
come
one
in.
that was home was where the heart is.
Yeah.
There's
Home's
nothing
where
cheesy
the
like that.
heart
Like I'm a cat mom or something stupid like that.
Yeah.
I
I had
still-
two babies. They're
I
my
still-
cats.
I still like the little photo my grandmother had hanging up in our kitchen that just said, "I don't know anything, I just work here."
Yeah. I mean, it's whatever gets you through the day, I guess. It's all good. I've got random shit on my walls, so it's fine. Yeah, have what you want on your walls.
We may eventually
Yeah.
get a beware of dog sign for our 15-pound leg beast.
Leg beast. It
Just
might
be more
get your leg.
strategic with your mouse mats. Choose something that isn't going to tempt you to masturbate over it. Because that's where your hand goes and your mouse goes.
I don't think anyone actually
gonna be good.
friggin' jerks it to a mouse pad. It's just kind of a novelty. It's just kind of like, ha ha ha, this is funny and silly that I have a mouse pad that looks like boobs. Like, it's just
Look, man,
stupid.
When the internet's out and it's a cold, rainy day, you gotta do something.
You gotta do what you gotta do.
And nobody
probably
keeps
people out
physical
there.
porn no more, unless you're
Plus-
over 40.
As much use as your mouse is probably going to get, we're all computer nerds here, it's going to get dirty real fast. Like, the pretty lady who was a model on my old mouse pad was, like, rubbed completely, like, just a black, scratchy mess by the end of it.
I still have the same Darth Vader mouse pad from 2005, and it's holding up surprisingly well.
Yours probably wasn't the same quality as Spencer Gift's.
It probably wasn't.
Probably not.
I used to have a Toy
Let's-
Story 1 mouse pad.
Toy Story 1. Let's go back.
Yeah, it used to be. I used to have a computer in my room, which I just played games on. I didn't have internet.
Yeah. No, that was the first PC that we had. It was like
Mhm.
Windows 95. Didn't have
Yeah.
internet. Then we had internet for the briefest period. It was the dial-up. And then...
Yeah. No, man,
didn't
you had
have
like
that.
Rogue Squadron and Pajama Sam and shit like that.
But let's roll on to what we've been watching. So, I'll go first, because I watched one thing this week, and that was Pop Team Epic. No, it was
Still
actually
good.
probably my favourite episode so far. You guys all seen it, yeah? Yeah.
Yeah.
Except
Yes.
Manimal. Yeah. The first half of the episode, they've started doing like longer skits for those little bits for the first one, and it was guys with the flip charts, and they were like sort of, I don't know how to describe it. They had their images on a flip chart, and they'd flip the pages and sort of like move them about and make the images, and sort of as they were voice acting. It was really cool. I really enjoyed that. That was one of my most favorite That was one of my favorite scenes so far in that series. I mean, did you guys like it? Was it innovative? Did it tickle your pickle? Did it butter your roll?
It was a thing. It was. I don't know the right word for it. It was fantastic to watch.
Yeah. It was like, I wasn't laughing as much as I was just like, this is fucking cool. This is really good.
Like
I can't imagine trying to get the timing and coordination right for that shit.
so much effort went into that.
I actually really appreciated seeing them voice acting as well. Like, seeing them speaking. And just seeing them, like, having shits and giggles and having a good time. Like, it must be a lot of fun to be on that show. I mean, I would love to see the outtakes and stuff that they have for that.
I'm not
Lord
convinced they
knows,
have it, Tate. I think they just used the first shot and
it's
go
one
with
and
it.
done. Like, yep, see you next week.
It would explain a few of the takes I've seen. Nothing against them, but
Yeah.
every once in a while I was like, did you do it more than once?
They were on a clock. They had them in for like 2 hours, and it's like, we need to get through these guys. Please, read the script, say it, get the fuck out.
That's also the second time they've used the Hell Shake Yano joke.
Hell shake, Yano.
I'm just thinking about Hellshake.
Oh, it was good. It was good. And then the rest of the episode was just some funny, enjoyable skits. Like, they started a Pokemon one, and Peep Me was Doug Trio. It was pretty amazing.
They had a freaking Undertale bit in there.
There was an
Yeah.
there was an Undertale bit.
That game has only been out in Japan for a couple months now.
I feel like they must have been aware of it at least beforehand.
Yeah,
Probably.
it's been huge on the internet. Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, so
They've
that
got
made
a
it
lot of
there.
stuff.
And I discovered the backstory of the French dude bits.
Mm-hmm.
He's just a French dude who works at the animation studio, and he doesn't know Japanese, so he communicates with everyone in English, and they just kind of let him do whatever. And that's why there's the French bits, and that's why they're animated differently, because he just did them by himself.
They're also written differently because he doesn't understand the source material. He just kind of looked at the pictures and went, "Yeah, I can get it."
But they like went out and hired Japanese voice or French voice actresses and everything.
Yeah, I noticed that.
I'm also noticing it's only ever actually subbed in one version of the showings.
Yeah, it's always the latter half that they'll sub the French guy. And I don't know why. That's a really weird thing, a choice to me. And I think it is because we're watching it on Crunchyroll. I think it's their decision.
I don't necessarily know because they have like graphics on screen for it too.
Yeah.
I mean,
So
it could be
I think
that If they're not doing it for Japan, they just say, all right, to keep the integrity of this show, we just won't translate it.
I suppose, actually, yeah, that's true.
Maybe.
Oh, yeah, I guess.
But it does
it's not...
maybe go back to my original theory is that you're meant to watch both versions, but who knows.
I used to stick with the last half on Pop Team Epic. But yeah, it's still good. Still great. I'm thoroughly enjoying it, and we'll be sad when it leaves our screens in the spring. There's only a few more episodes left. Sadly. But, it's been a fun ride. What have you been watching, Coryn?
More than the rest of you, apparently.
Hey.
Vanishing Point, Garo, still really good. They finally got to El Dorado. So, stuff's happening. There's been a big reveal.
Magnificent 1,000 years ago. El Dorado. El Dorado.
Did you watch the most recent episode, Nair?
I did.
So, her fucking brother.
Yeah.
She's fucking her brother?
No.
Oh, good. I'm glad it didn't turn into one of them shows.
No, the main kid has, like, a brother she's been looking for the entire show. And, like, it was always kind of assumed that he ended up in El Dorado. But it was sort of implied, I guess. Oh, okay, I won't say implied. You could intuit that he was, like, involved somehow, but he's, like, the fucking head of, like, their fucking cyber division.
Yeah.
It was a thing. It's still a good show. I like it a lot.
Mm-hmm.
They also introduced like a weird ghost girl on the internet or something.
Yeah, that's weird. I don't know. I also, having watched last week's, it's a little less sad because in the old, the live-action Garo show, this is not the first time a skull-ringed named Zaruba has died and then come back later.
Yeah, especially when they're like, it's a ring. Like, they have more.
Well, not people rings. And, when the second ring popped up, it didn't have all the memories of original Zaruba. But we also haven't seen Necklace Skull Thing.
Necklace Skull Thing.
Man, I'm really waiting for Luke to get silver armor. I'm hoping it happens.
Me too. And, like, Luke went through, like, he took a level in Badass. So hopefully something good happens there.
And he was already super cool.
He was, but then he, like, had a life-changing experience.
Just helping a weird girl.
Sometimes you just have to help a weird girl,
That's been the whole show for Sword.
So, yeah.
Garo's fun.
Yeah, Garo's fun. Continues to be good. Let's see. Continue watching Junji Ito stuff, and there's this trend in Junji Ito's works where a human being can just mutate into a horrible creature by having a slight change in their routine.
What?
Am I the only one who's noticed this? In a lot of these Junji Ito things, if you have a slight change in your routine, you'll suddenly mutate into a horrible creature. Like in this episode, like
social commentary.
The big one was that, like, speaking of social commentary, like there was this town where it was just one big building and people were wandering through people's homes like there were roads. Everyone wears masks and no one has any privacies and there's peoples all over the place.
Oh, yeah.
Like the normal girl's running through and she falls like to this sort of alley and there's people with like these giant fucking elongated heads that are covered in fucking eyes like eldritch abominations. And like, no, that doesn't just happen to people. Nothing else is weird about it. It does, but like, it was a very strange episode because it starts with like people being able to like invade other people's dreams and murder people in their dreams, and then that's just dropped. And then it becomes about the weird house thing with fucking eyeball monsters, but they're not even like the main part of it. They're just kind of a side gag.
I'm here to visit my aunt, and there's no privacy in Mask World, so that's why you gotta wear masks. You see.
Yeah, it's very strange. But yeah, I don't know, Junji Ito. How to Train Your Mummies continues to be adorable. Not much else to say about it. It's just adorable. Although apparently they all understand human language enough to write all the little monsters, which is somewhat disconcerting.
Aww. I would love to communicate with my little mummy creature through, have him as a little pen pal.
They really missed a joke though, right? Because the dragon apparently just fucking knew how to write and can write in English, as it turns out. And the little Oni baby is okay with it too. But then they get to the mummy, and I'm like, please, for the love of God, because they're like building up what's in the note. They don't know what he wrote. And I'm just really hoping they just open up and it's nothing but fucking indecipherable hieroglyphics. It wasn't. It was just Japanese. So I was a little bit let down. But other than that, very solid. And then Pop Team Epic we've talked about. And you didn't watch Darling in the Franxx. So
no, not yet.
I won't talk about it. I liked it a lot more than the last couple episodes because shit happened.
I was going to say, does shit happen?
Shit does happen. We get some big robot fights. I will, slight spoilers, I was not entirely correct in my predicament. I was like halfway, 75% right in my prediction, but it didn't quite work out. But I think we've cleared the way for actually a lot of cool robot battles now. So, who sees? We'll see. But as far as it was mostly just a big action scene, so that was fine. But yeah, that's basically what I watched. And I did end up, while you were doing the news and I wasn't paying attention too much, I did read the latest Black Clover chapter, in which, spoiler alert, Julius Nova Chrono gets stabbed in the fucking chest with a giant light sword.
Ah, I've seen it, yeah.
But,
he might be dead.
He might be dead. It's a big might, considering what other people have literally walked away from in this manga.
I was going to say, a stab through the chest is never a sure sign, especially in shonen, that someone is dead.
Yeah,
that's like stubbing a toe.
Yeah,
in a shonen battle manga.
Also in a magic universe with magic people and stuff. He can very easily walk away from this, especially since they've set it up for a big duel with Light Dude and Yami. So light and dark magic right up against each other, just smacking and doing cool stuff. So we'll see what happens. So yeah, show me the body.
Show me the body. Yeah, it'll be good. It'll be good. I'm glad that they've actually made a move and done something like that. Kind of came out left field though, just sort of, oh yeah, by the way, I am actually him all along. Oh? Okay.
I mean, I did they try to persuade us he wasn't initially, and he's, as we talked about before, he is and he is not, since it's two different people on a single body. It's a bit different, so yeah. It's not like he was, no, it's just an illusion the whole time. It's like, no, I'm literally two different people.
Or will be explained in the coming weeks, I'm sure.
Or it won't, and we'll be confused forever.
Yeah, more than likely, that'll be it. It just gets dropped. It's like, never mind, you don't need to know that anymore. That character doesn't exist.
Anyway, that's all I've done and watched.
Nairbons.
Working my way through the second part of Fate Apocrypha, and apparently there's another Fate spin-off anime airing this season that I need to track down for Fate Extella, which originally I thought it was just the cooking show, but no, we can't keep it simple. It's too many freaking Fate spin-offs.
Is this latest one just called Another spin-off? Another Fate spin-off.
I mean, it's Extella, which means extra. So, basically, yeah, it's just another one. But this one also takes place in a computer on the moon, so...
Another fucking spin-off.
Attila the Hun is there. She's giant. And has titty.
On the moon?
Yes. In the computer on the moon.
A giant Attila the Hun titties on the
moon.
That's all I need for any show. Sign me up, baby. Sign me up.
It's so dumb. It's so dumb.
Jesus. Okay. What else is there that you've been indulging in?
Star Trek? Riverdale?
I love them animes.
Twin Peaks? Again, more stuff that's not anime. Sorry.
I love the Riverdale anime with Archie.
I mean, there is an
Why
Archie
does Riverdale
cartoon.
even exist? Like,
I
why do they do that to
don't know.
Archie?
I don't know.
Because Archie needed a dark reimagining.
Okay.
Yeah,
So
but they
the
already had the
plot of-
comic series with the zombies.
The plot of the past episode involved someone sawing off the head of a statue in Riverdale, and the mayor is angry because they don't know who sawed off the head, and it's just a Simpsons plot that had already been stolen by a South Park plot, making fun of the Simpsons plot.
Wait, what's the Simpsons plot?
Someone
steal the
saws
head
off
of-
Jebediah Springfield's head.
Yeah.
Oh.
That was like
A
a big
noble
thing.
spirit embiggens the smallest man.
Huh.
Who was it in the end? I can't remember with Spring. With
Was it
It was
Milhouse? Oh, it was Bart? That was Milhouse.
It was Bart, wasn't it? There's
He
a head
has
in his
to-
bedroom.
Oh, wait, no. Was that the episode where they learned the terrible truth about Jebediah Springfield being a
The
really
Silver Tongue.
shitty person?
I
Yeah,
thought that was-
Lisa.
Yeah, because that was Lisa
Yeah.
who found that out, and she has to hide it. But
Who shot Mr. Burns?
It was
Maggie.
Maggie.
Yeah, I know. I was just bringing that back. Just to call back.
Ah,
Comic.
I miss the old Simpsons.
I kind of do too. I miss watching it, like, on TV. Like, I should actually watch the series again, because whenever I think back on the pre-movie stuff, I was like, that was a good series.
Oh, the first, 5, maybe 10 seasons are all... Mwah.
Yeah.
Like,
and,
yeah, it's one of those
especially-
shows, like, I haven't watched it forever, but when you think about it, you're like, damn.
Yeah.
There's some winners in the later seasons, too, but...
There's got to be still some good stuff in there, but I can't say I've watched The Simpsons since high school, so I have TV again. I guess I could try.
They're all on... Oh, no, they're not all
It was
on
always
Hulu.
scary back in 2004 whenever I watched The Simpsons at 4:30 on Fox, because they'd have, like, trailers for Saw 2, and whenever that came on, I immediately stopped looking at the screen and, like, buried my face in the couch. I was like, tell me when it's over. This is a random memory.
And I remember the Treehouses of Terror just terrifying me as a
They
kid.
were amazing, though.
The
God,
Tree Houses
kid.
of Hair.
Tree Houses of Hair?
Tree Houses of Hair. Yeah, some of them really scared me. Some of them I just really liked a lot. Like what was the one that had the house? It wasn't a poltergeist, but when they're in like a haunted house and they all try to kill each other and they're walking around in a circle with axes, each chasing each other's back.
The one that actually got to me that I still think about was Bart's twin.
Oh, yeah.
Oh yeah, that one's fucked.
The one that stuck with me, because I remember watching it years and years and years ago, and then years later when I was in high school, I had a dream that was basically recreating that, was the one where the cafeteria are killing the kids and then blending them up and then serving them.
Yeah, that
And I
one's
remember
spooky.
years later I had a dream, a very vivid dream, where we were at school and kids were disappearing, and the last place they were seen was in the cafeteria. And like, I remember like we were figuring that out. That was fucking terrifying. I
Is
remember
that the
dream
one
still.
where Willie tries to help them and immediately dies in every segment?
Yeah.
That's definitely the one where. That's the one with the shinning / shining. And it's also the
He's
one
got the shitting.
where Homer falls through time and ends up sitting on the fish, and the "oh, I wish I hadn't sat on that fish" joke comes from.
Yeah.
Because I
God,
know
that was
in that
horrible.
point, in that one, he comes to like a weird alternate future.
And
Where
everything is Flanders.
Well, he does. That's one, but there's another one where Willie gets axed in that bit where it's just Maggie and she unpucks the sucker and she's like, "This is a strange universe, isn't it?" And
He just
eventually,
settles on the one with everyone having tongues like frogs.
Yeah,
It's just close enough.
yeah.
Oh yeah, the toaster that he uses to time travel.
Right. The one that really fucked me up was when he goes into the bomb shelter at the right possible second, and immediately he walks out, and everyone's like skin-eating mutants.
Yeah.
And it turns out all the Simpsons are fine because they use so much lead paint on the house.
Yeah.
Just how I learned about how bad
I
lead
need to
paint
watch
was.
the Treehouse of Horrors. I need to watch so many more. God, I need to binge them now. There's some good shit.
Yeah, I always watch at least a couple of the House of Horrors or Treehouse of Horrors every Halloween.
Oh god, yeah, they're always on Halloween, so that's great. Okay, dead random. I remember when you were talking about badly photoshopped things with the wrong logo on Final Fantasy?
Yes.
Well, I'm just browsing Twitter, and there's like some art where there's the Final Fantasy VII logo, and then a character that I do not recognize at all, who's like just posted on it, and it's very confusing to me.
Please
Who could
share.
this character be?
Send the image.
Sending the image. The image has been sent. There we go.
Also, go above. What?
Go
Oh,
above.
Oh, they just kind of stuck his head on there, huh?
Like, who is that? Who is that?
It looks
That-
like a player character from either like 11 or 14.
I am
Why?
like 90% sure that's a figure skater. Or because like
Shoved him on there.
imagine like I can see that like pose like if you're like in the middle of a figure skating like diet or something, you know? Because also look at it, like his fancy outfit he's got going on. It's all frills and lacy and shit.
That's
Yeah,
Final
but that's
Fantasy,
just standard Final Fantasy.
Yeah.
I don't know,
It's all-
man.
Although I do like the joke of just slapping a Final Fantasy logo onto like K-pop boys and figure skaters.
I mean, it works.
The two classes of the new game.
yeah. Also, everyone, be sure to listen to my new song "Keep on Derbing" that I made while Vacant was talking about Danganronpa.
That's a mark
Thank
of
you.
quality.
There you go. Well, the last time that you rushed a song, it was the Bop Bop, and, you know.
I think "Keep on
Hopefully.
Derbing" is not the same as the Bop Bop, but it's at least the best one since.
Can we
Is
go
it
out
just
with
the song "Keep
Derbing?
on Smiling" with a single word changed around?
You'll see later. Vacant, you got put at the end of the episode.
Yeah, can we go out on that? Because it's about time that we head
After
out.
my story.
Yeah.
Oh, fuck it. He is a figure skater. I just found his picture.
Oh, wait. The mystery's been solved. I forgot to mention.
I don't know his name, but I just Googled 2018 Winter Olympics figure skater, and he fucking came up. It's not the same foes, but it's definitely the same dude in the same outfit.
Did he do a Final Fantasy VII, like, soundtrack? Like, did he
I mean,
take
there
a song
was the
from that?
Russian lady who just did Sailor Moon.
I think that was a little while ago, though.
Sorry, you mean the
But
Olympic
also
athlete
recently.
from Russia.
Really?
That was her Olympic performance this year.
There was the Yuri on Ice on Japanese one. I think was it the opening ceremony? Not Japanese. Was it the Korean guys that did the Yuri on Ice reenactment? I don't know. Someone
Looks
did.
like this guy is reacting to a scary thing just to the right of the image. Like if you could Photoshop one of the xenomorphs with its tongue sticking out right in front of him. Me. Get out of here, man.
So
Skate.
apparently,
I'm just going skate on by.
that is Yuzuru Hanyu, who apparently has a thing for Winnie the Pooh. So after his performances, they throw Winnie the Pooh merch at him.
Okay,
Interesting.
odd.
Well,
Sure. That's a cool quirk.
yeah, that's something.
He wanted that sweet honey and golden medals, but we want some gold medals as
Wait.
well. Because
You know what we didn't do?
what didn't we do?
You didn't read part of... Okay, I think we'll have 2 readings here.
Are we going to say? Are we doing it now, or should we save it? How long have we been going?
An hour 25.
We should
Sorry,
we could
do you
do
wanna
it.
a reading? Yeah,
Let's do a reading.
Long
Do a reading
enough.
if you want to.
Okay, one of you guys... Okay, Vacant, you're going to be Thok.
Okay.
Okay. Coryn, you're going to be Dave.
I'll be Dave.
And Nair, you'll be Radak.
Okay. Just before we do this, there's something I forgot to mention at the top. It is LAGC this week. We could have been there, but we ain't. But shout out to Automata and the Manga Forum, because they were there and did some panels. So hope everyone enjoyed, because I'm sure there are some listeners who learnt about us from LAGC last year and the year before. And, you know, have a good time if you went there. Manimal, what is this that we're about to read? Give us some context,
This is a
please.
fiction. This is a Bionicle self-insert fiction that I made in 2007 called Thok's Road Trip, featuring me and random other people as they do things. It's very ridiculous, and when I was reading it earlier, there was a lot of stuff that I absolutely cannot share with anybody ever, and I can't
And
believe
what
was
is my
posted on the internet.
character's name again?
Radak.
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 That's a
That's
Paraka
good.
name. By the way.
Aha.
So is Thok.
Clears it up.
And then we have
Explains
Dave.
everything.
So here, read away. This is a random part of the story.
Jesus Christ, this formatting.
I know.
My
Okay.
God. Okay, what the...
Okay, go to the top. I started, okay? Coryn, you're Dave.
Half of
Vacant,
these don't
Thok.
have any dialogue. I only see like 25 lines here. What is going
I'm
on?
fuck. I'm fuck.
No, if you look closely, you'll find it. Okay, I'll start it off. Man, this is gonna suck. A Matorian runs up beside the truck.
Who are you? And why do you run like Supersonic and Sonic 3?
I'm Dave, says the guy.
Wanna join?
Great script stuff. No!
I give you Sonic 3 with all music made by Michael Jackson.
Okay.
Sonic 3, MJ?
Sega had MJ do all the music for Sonic 3. Then scandals broke out about him, and Sega dropped the deal. But some songs like Cornville Night sound kind of like MJ songs. Sounds kind of like MJ song Jam. Ice Cap Zone sounds like Who. Is it sped up? Ice Cap kind of sounds like Smooth Criminal. What?
Keep going.
Knuckles' theme sounds like MJ's Ghost, and the credits sound like a song Stranger in
Mass Crow. Not Moscow. Mass
Stranger
Crow.
in Moscow.
I just asked why.
Yeah.
Call shotgun.
Here,
Throws him
I
a
throw
shotgun.
him a shotgun.
Oh, God. Oh, no.
Oh my god. Not that kind.
Oh,
Dave sits. Give!
Why does it say fuck gives him it? But it's
That
not
was a
gives him it.
mistake.
Read the line.
Fuck gives him it.
Ew! I don't know where the accent
Okay.
was.
We're at Duluth?
Duluth.
Duluth.
I don't fucking know. Duluth. We're at Duluth.
Do we go to a hotel?
Yes.
Dave is playing MJ Sonic 3. IU is reading Reader's Digest. Raydak is clipping his toenails. Thok is eating a burger.
Wow, same game, different music.
No way.
Yeah!
Lol.
Dave, colon, Thok, colon, Ihu, colon, Thok, colon.
Stop it.
Sure.
Can I go to the swimming pool?
Why does it just say me?
Cause it's me, cause when I wrote myself as
I thought
me,
you
the
were
character-
Dave!
No,
I
I'm
thought
not
you were
Dave.
Ihu.
I'm not Dave or Ayu. In the story, I'm literally called me.
This is the first time we've seen you!
Yeah.
No, he said something at the top. He's the
Because
He was in
said
the
the
very
last line.
start a bit.
I didn't include my parts because they were too terrible.
You should have.
Is that why none of this makes sense?
In another edition, we will... No, this is all one part of it. But in another edition, we will read more of Thok's road trip around the world.
Oh my god.
Sure.
When you just randomly hand a guy Sonic 3 and talk about Michael Jackson's involvement, then that's like a solid fourth of the speech.
That's what gets to me, is that I actually wrote that.
The rest of it is the following fingers. No way. Yeah. Lol. Silence. 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 Stop it.
Silence by
Can I go
multiple
to the swimming
people
pool?
again
Fine.
and again.
The
Also,
whole beef
Tune
is
in
a,
next time.
the
Can we
whole
just
beef is about Sonic 3.
Can we appreciate the
And
line
now we are at Duluth.
how you explain how the scandals just came out of Michael Jackson? They didn't come out around Michael Jackson. They just came out of him. Like Michael Jackson is walking around the world just
Child.
I don't think it was things that
Black.
came out. It was whatever he came on
Oh.
that caused the scandals.
Oh.
But Tish.
Hey, there was a dramatic reading. I mean, no pressure manual, but I think your story that's going to come up in a couple of minutes is going to have a tough time topping that.
I know, I'm gonna have a... Honest,
Definitely need
there
to
are
give us
parts
more.
of Thok's road trip around the world came out at a certain time in my life, and I can't share the rest of it, let me put it that way.
God damn it.
Was it a time when you were playing Sonic 3?
Yes. I watched a video on YouTube called MJ Sonic 3, and I watched it a lot on my PSP. I had that video on my PSP, and I'd watch it. And I was like, damn, this video is really good. So I was thinking about it a lot. I used to read Wikipedia on my PSP. So I'd look up like Sonic 3 and Michael Jackson. I'd read their Wikipedia page. At that time, I had a little jingle. It went, Wikipedia, the biggest resource in the world, or something like that.
You are a treasure trove of memories.
They're all so stupid.
Oh,
when
Manimal.
the first AIs become sentient, we just have to feed them Manimal's memories, and they'll be completely worthless and won't be able to destroy humanity. Or they'll be able to destroy us better. It's hard to say.
I never wanted to watch horror movies, so I'd look up on Wikipedia like all the Friday the 13th movies, and I'd figure out what they're all about. I'd just read the plot summary, and I'd be like, oh, that's interesting, because I was really interested in the movies, but not ever watching them. So... I used to go on the Smosh message board on my PSP, and I got banned. I got banned from the Smosh message board, and I'm not going to tell you why.
Sometimes, Manimal, I feel like your therapist. When we're on the show, there's like suppressed memories that just come out of nowhere.
They're not suppressed.
So much.
Yes, tell me where it started.
It all started on the Smosh message board.
I can't tell you, Manimal. You're with friends.
I
can't tell us what happened.
Like, your psychiatrist's notebook just has some notes about shopping with Sonic, and then it's just doodles after that because they fucking give up.
Why were you shopping with Sonic? I can't tell you, but there's this feeling I got. I can't tell you about it.
Guy runs up. Who are you? Why do you run like Supersonic in Sonic 3? I'm Dave. Wanna join? That didn't take a lot of convincing. You guys were okay with that.
I just want to note the fact that one of the chapters is called Dave Meets Up with Daniel. Because his evil twin is named Daniel. Wait, look at this. I have a gem. The guy's name is Kopaka75, and he says, and then in brackets it says, uses the feather that makes Mario like super. I don't know, I hate Mario.
And that's the chapter we'll be reading next week. Is there anything else from you guys before we head on out?
No.
I kind of forgot Valentine's Day when we were doing our weeks, but it doesn't matter.
Nobody wants to hear about that anyways.
No one wants to hear how I did stuff.
I got to deliver flowers to my wife while she was working, and everyone thought it was sweet.
Ah, you've got to get them brownie points of the co-workers. That's always the way. I did a grand total of nothing because, like, we had things planned and we didn't know she was going to have the day off until, like, 2 days before. And then, it was like, okay, I've got it off. What do you want to do? Nothing. Okay, cool. Sweet. That'll do me.
Okay,
So we just chilled.
I have to tell this story, though.
Go for it.
So, at my office, some of the reps we work with occasionally bring in stuff, cookies and snacks and whatever. Just when they come around to talk to people, they'll bring a little gift of like, hey, thanks for respecting us and shit like that. So on Valentine's Day, we got from, I believe one of our lighting reps we usually use, brought us in a box of donuts. And there was only like 5 donuts in this box of an office of like 20 people. But they were like gigantic donuts, like easily 3 times the size of a normal donut you would imagine. But I cut into one of them to like take a piece of it, and it was like a jelly donut. I didn't realize. I thought it was just like a kind of a big fluffy kind of thing, right? But it was filled with raspberry jam, and it like burst all over my hand, and I was walking around the office looking like I murdered somebody.
You killed somebody, or this is your alibi now, and you're just saying it was a jam donut. I promise.
Definitely a jam donut. I don't look next to my cubicle. I'm sure he's fine.
He fell down. He fell on a projector or a protractor. I don't fucking know what I'm trying to say. Well, let's end the show.
Protractor.
That's what I was trying to get out. I can't function today. I've been mentally exhausted from work. I don't want to get into it.
Oh, I wish we could. No, we can't. We got to end the episode.
Let's end the episode. Thanks for watching, everyone, or listening, or smelling. You used one of your senses to partake in this episode. We will be back next week with the... No, we won't. I was going to say we'll be back with a season preview. We won't. That'll be the week after.
Oh, God, how is it already time?
Ooh, lordy.
First week of March will be the spring season preview. How's that sound?
You guys know what's coming out next season?
Full Metal Panic 4?
The barbecue.
The barbecue?
It's barbecue
A1?
time?
No, it's not barbecue time yet.
What? What? What are you on about?
I was gonna make a joke about, what's coming out? A barbecue, and I realized that it's not barbecue season.
Oh, I thought you were on about like some kind of show. I was like, are you talking about A1 Pictures?
No, I literally meant the barbecue. Like, what's coming out this season? My golf clubs.
My Hero Academia and Persona 5 are coming out in the spring season. Yeah!
Yeah.
I got my little fan boner going right there. I'm popping a semi right now. So I'm going to polish
a semicolon?
Well,
Them sexy semicolons.
Might be going in someone's colon. The treat me right. 'Tis the season of love after all. Get us out of here, Manimal. Say your story bit. Bye, everyone. Thanks for listening. We love you and cherish you in our hearts and stuff like that.
Okay, so here we have a new story. Oh, no, it's not new. We're continuing on. So you heard my great literature when I was 11 years old, and now you're going to hear my modern-day literature. The Chuny cried out with a breath of fire in the wind of ice. She said, yes. It was just like in my dream when the sun cast on the lake of fools who danced to the same drum beat as the 4/4 timing of the Master Keith moon is in the sky, and he said, I am going to do a drum solo, and they said, yes, you are. The Chuny licked her glossy lips and gazed to the spinning fan, thinking, life is like the fan. We spin and spin, but never win, because our only purpose in life is to spin for the greater good of the household. We spin to serve. We spin for others who control the spin and would deactivate when needed. A break is given to the spinning, but in the end, all that mattered was the purpose you served, to keep humans cold at the summer's hottest night. You spin and spin, for the ones you hate most are the ones you die to please.
So years from now, people are going to look back and laugh at this weird anime podcast that the world's greatest beat poet was on for a while.
Goodbye, everyone. This is my song called Keep on Derbing that I made while Vacant was talking about Danganronpa.
Bye.
Thanks for listening to me, Manimal. I appreciate it. Bye.
I'm Nandon Derbis. I was born at the Kentucky Derby, descended from the Derby. You gotta keep on Derbin. You gotta keep on burning. You gotta keep on Derbin tonight, night, night. At the Kentucky Derby, I was born from the Kentucky walls. I'm Derbin. You gotta keep on Derbin. You gotta keep on burning. You gotta keep on Derbin tonight, night, night. I'm Dan, down Derbis, and I derb every day. Dan Don Durbis. I'm here to derb. Derbin is my life. Derbin, my wife. You gotta keep on derbin tonight. Down to the Kentucky Derby, they lay down the tracks. I look at my dad and I said, Dad, I want to keep on derbing. My dad says, yes, Don. My name's Dan Don Derbis, Kentucky Derby. He said, Dad, I want to be just like the Duke boys. He said, no, son, we're from Kentucky. Can't be like the Duke boys, we're from Kentucky. I said, Dad, I just want some chicken. He said, son, you gotta keep on derbing. You gotta keep on burning, son. You gotta keep on derbing, my boy. My boy. Derbin. On.